Hi and welcome. Today I'm here with the life update. What's been, what's new, what's now. So I'll start from March, when I did first disappear for a month or so. I did upload the spring nail polish rack in March, on the day of spring, just after. Because March got very busy. First I did help my brother with his dog. My brother has started to travel for work a lot, and March was very busy. I think I did watch his dog for like 10 days in March, not in a row but total in March. That's why I got very busy. And then in March I did try to have a new daily activity center. The past like 4 or 5 years I have been at the sewing handcrafting place, but I have these centers in many different places, and they have at riding schools. And I am a horse girl. I did go to a riding school from I was 8 years old. Then I had my own horse when I was 13 for 8 years, so I'm really used to horses and the environment with horses. But one thing that I know could be a problem, that is very physical things to do. You know, you work a lot with your body. It's not that I don't have the strength or the endurance to work, it's that my battery is very low, and it takes a long time to recharge. That have always been my problem, that I can do things but then I have to recharge for many days, sometimes for many weeks, so it's very like unbalanced. So I was there for 3 times in March. So I did go there every other Tuesday. I did take a break from the sewing place because I thought it's good to just be at the riding school, you know, it's a new place, good to like, you know, only do that. But I was thinking that I could do every other Tuesday at the sewing place, then every other Tuesday at the riding school, just to have balance. But after 3 times I did give up on the riding school. I'm sure they could have adapted more after my needs, or we can decide, or she can do this or that just to save my body but still be there. And they said that they still can do that now if I wanted to try again, so we'll see, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. But you know, it's always good to have a meeting and talk with them, maybe if they can see like she can do this or she's good at doing that. Since you know I have a lot of horse experience, they don't really have to learn me anything, you know, teach me anything, just learn that riding school, you know, and get to know the horses there. So I feel like I'm a good resource for them because I know horses a lot, and have many years of experience with horses. So we'll see if I feel like I want to, you know, because sometimes it's good to be there 3 times, then step back and think, and then maybe try again. So we'll see. But after 3 times I did say no, because you know, it was March, April, and the gardening season was really coming up, so I feel like I have enough to do. Also in March the spring came early, like almost like more than a month early. The snow melted already in March. The past like 4 years it has melted in like beginning of May, end of April. And the snow melted already also, so they were like, yeah, so the nice spring, early spring days. I did start things in my greenhouse in March, because when it's sunny a lot in March you get like 20 degrees in the greenhouse and you can start seeds in there. And then in April I did first go to Stockholm for a weekend. I am in a Stuttering Association group, and when you're in Stuttering Association group you have to have yearly meeting, and when you have association you have like the main association, then you have the smaller ones spread out over the country, smaller ones. So, and both have to have yearly meeting, the smaller ones and the big main one, like the boss association group. So both have to have a yearly meeting. First the big one, the boss one, and you go to represent your smaller group and take like to accept the budget for the year and last year's budget and all plans and things like that. And that is from a Saturday to Sunday, and it's too much for me to travel the same day and have the meeting, because with train it takes about 3 hours to go to Stockholm, and to be safe it's good to be maybe 1 hour early than something starting, because you never know, there can be delays when you travel. Though in April it's more safe because the snow storms are over, so it's not as likely. But there can always be something falling on the track, or maybe some lights don't work, you know, there's something that can be a problem, so it's good to be at least 1 hour early. And that's too much for me to travel very early and be there for a whole day, because you know, it's a conference, so we start with the meeting, then you have dinner and socializing, you spend the night, and then you start the next day with things, and then you say goodbye. So it's very intensive, you know. So, but I have friends and family in Stockholm, so I asked one friend, because I know she is very lonely, she don't have many people there, so I asked if I could, if she was home in Stockholm, if I could come down to her on Friday to stay and then go Saturday to the meeting. But I felt that felt very impersonal to her. I feel like I only used her as a sleeping place, you know, for one night. So last time I did go down there, I did go down already on Thursday to have a bit more, because it's a lot for me to travel to the same days. It takes a lot of energy to travel. So I did go down on Thursday. So I was there were like 4:30, and then I walked around, and then I went to my friend's place. She stopped working like 5-6 p.m. Then we had just a girls' night, talking, catching up. I was there in like beginning of December last year, so it's not been that long, but you know, it's fun to catch up and talk about things. On Friday she was working, but I was just relaxing. Then we did go out to eat, and the next day I did go to the meeting. But it's good that, you know, then I didn't have to wake up until like 9 a.m. instead of like 6 a.m. So it's a big difference. Also not stressful because the meetings start with lunch at 12, if you wanted to. And it's good because, you know, then I didn't have to eat so much breakfast, because then I'm eating, you know. And but it's good because then you are allowed to be socializing, because many of them at the yearly meeting I have met before. It's good to catch up with them. So that was a good weekend, and it was very like, I can't explain it, but I feel like faith or something want to show me that I know people, but it's very spread out over the country, because I did go to a camp for youth who stutter from I was 17 to I turned 25, so I was there 9 times. So I met a lot of youth who stutter and adults, and you know, many of them are my age, so yeah. And I did get to know that, because on Thursday when I did go down to Stockholm, I go the cheap way. I go and change train in Gävle, and I know that one woman that I know since the camp. I think she came my second year and her first year, so that was my second year. But I have now known her for like 20 years, and we have met over the years on these like yearly meetings, conference. Last time was like maybe 7 years ago or something. She came to my place and she stayed here. Then we went to the meeting the next day. Yeah, so we, you know, and I feel like when you've been at the camp and you know, we have both stutter, and we like you connect in a different way. You become very close friends very fast. So, and I knew that she had changed jobs. She was working on the train, so they, you know, check tickets and stuff like that. So I've just sat down in the train. I was thinking, I wonder which train she works on today, because there are many that goes every day. But I know that she lives in Linköping, and this train goes to Linköping, bypasses Stockholm. But this train is like half price. If I go first one train from my place to Gävle and then take this one to Stockholm, it's like half price. Then go with they go straight to Stockholm from my place. Yeah, so I was thinking that, you know, but you know, she can work to Malmö, Gothenburg, you know, she can be different. Maybe she will work in the morning. I don't know how they do their scheduling. But then she came. She was working on my train. Like, there was just a coincidence that she was there. That was fun, you know. I was just like, I met someone that I know that's working on my train. So I talked to her almost all the way to Stockholm. Then I went to my friend's place. Then you know, on Saturday, I also met people that I met at the camp. Some of them I have met before, because I was active like 16, 15, I think 17, I was active in the big one with the meetings, or maybe 18. But some of them was not active back then. So there was like a mixture of new people, youth that still go, the camp is still active today for youth from 12 to 25. So it's fun to meet new ones that still going to the camp, like, because when I did go, I think it was like the 4th year total, so it's a very new thing. So then, you know, that I have people that I met when I was active earlier, and there's some people that I met at the camps I know for many years that I haven't seen like since then almost. So it was very like mixture of people. That was fun to meet new and old. And then on Sunday I was going home in the evening. I think the meeting was about to be done around 2 p.m. on Sunday, so I booked a train like, I think like 7:30 or 6:30. I was thinking I can be an afternoon in Stockholm, just have a coffee, just you know, being there, then I go home. And the friend I stayed with Thursday, Friday, she came in and we had a fika. And then she walked me to the train station and to the train. So, and then the biggest surprise happened. I walked into this station in Stockholm, and it was, you know, when you're walking in a train station, you have to like, you talk, but you have like an eye, because you know the people coming from all places when you're walking a big place like that. And I just felt like, and then I saw someone like in front of me. I was like, I know him. He's from my town. He's my best friend, a good friend from my town. We did date back in 2018. We hang out, but as friends. But we have a good energy together. And it was so funny. Like, you know, I was just like walking into him, like in the station. He had been in Gothenburg. I did see that. But I didn't know like when he was going back or what time or anything like that, because we don't talk like every day, but we talk sometimes. And yeah, and he was going on the same train as me back home, because I feel like there's like I think there's one more that leaves Stockholm. Then it is like almost the last train of the whole day. Yeah, so but I was like, what are the chances for that me and him like walk into each other at the station in Stockholm, you know, a Sunday late afternoon, you know. And it was really like we all like both like walked like this, we like met, you know. It was very fun. So I was like, on Sunday I was like, I have been talking for 4 days, you know, in a row. Like, I'm so exhausted. Like, I've been socializing, talking for 4 days. So that was kind of like, I know people everywhere. Like those days I feel like I know people everywhere, you know. Yeah, so that was Stockholm. And then the weekend after, the smaller group, Stuttering Association group, had also the yearly meeting already in April. So they go there on Saturday, Sunday again. So, and then they also, I was there last year, but before that I had like I think 3-year break. First I planned to go there in 2020, but you know what happened then. So then it was off 21 and 2022 I think. 23 I think it was back, but I didn't go. Yeah, so there's also one that I met at the camp 20 years ago. She was there, it was her second year and my first year, but we became very close, and she lived she did live in Sundsvall back then. So the first I think 2-3 years we spent a lot of time each other, going back and forth and do things, so we were really good friends. But then she moved south for a few years, you know, but then we reconnected through these yearly meetings, because I was active like 14-15 sometimes, and then she was also there again. And she was supposed to be the last year, but the same morning her child woke up with stomach flu, so like, I'm not coming, like, yeah, we don't want stomach flu, please, just go away, stay home, you know. So it was sad, because I was really looking forward to see her, but this year she came, so we shared room, so it was very fun to reconnect with her again. Yeah, and I was like, I'm so tired now, like on Sunday, and also I feel like in April I thought I had the fatigue from like March with the dog and the riding school and the gardening season already. Then being in Stockholm, and because that's how it is. If I go to Stockholm for like 4 days, I have to rest for like 4 or 5 days. So I just like did laundry, repack, just was lying down, then go to Sundsvall, you know. Also during March and April I did look into studying with sick pension, because you can do that. Only classes for fun, for self-education, just self-growth, just for fun. So I did started to look into that. We were meeting at the school and all that, and I did apply for a class, but we have to, you know, talk with the sick insurance, and they have to clear it, but they mostly do that, but it takes time, you know, their business days and paperworks. So when the acceptance was done in June, like had the last like application day, but I told my dad, since I'm gonna do it online from home, they have very many spots, like it's mostly you will get it. So, but we didn't reach the sick insurance in June or July, because that is our like holiday months here. So in July I decided to cancel my spot at the class. I was like, it's too stressful, like to just like start to call in August, and then he started in August, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this, it's too stressful, because I want it to be easy and fun. And also because when you get the acceptance in like June, you will get the login to the school online, and you can buy the books and you can read like almost 2 months before, and you know, prepare yourself. But since I didn't hear from them, the sick insurance, or I didn't contact them, or we couldn't reach them, so I feel like, no, it's too stressful. Yeah, so I did go meetings in April and May, and then I also, so, but now I know, you know, what I can do, what I'm allowed to do, how to do it, who to contact. Now I have a contact with the school, so I'm just gonna think about it. I feel like maybe I did apply to take biology 1, and it's like a senior high school class. I'm thinking that I haven't studied for like 20 years, it's good to start very easy and take like a high school class, because that's the last time I was in school, you know. It was like senior high school classes. So though I did go extra year at the adult school, but still it was high school classes. So I thought it's good to start there. But maybe biology is maybe not the best one to start with, when I'm just gonna like have to try, you know, this is also a practice, you know. Can I study, can my brain take in things, that doesn't work. So maybe I will schedule meetings and maybe talk more about and check what maybe it's better to do as my first class back. So again, like this, I did try a lot, I did get a lot of information. Now I have to process it and think about it, what is the best way to do. Also that I still have a lot of anxiety, and I feel like studying, you know, will maybe give me like performance anxiety. You want to do good, you want to learn, you get it with pressure. And also that is good pressure, you know, stress. But if you have like me, PTSD and little bits of, you know, anxiety from bad things, adding something even is good, it's not good for you. So I feel like I still have high anxiety. It's good for my body to still heal, and so I feel like it's not good for my anxiety to have studying already. Also have studying, but all of this also makes me sad and angry, because I feel like I still have to recover. Like I have to do this. Like I just want to be ready to do something more. But it's good to have the insight to say no, it's not good. But it's also not good for me to study, and then I feel like I cannot do it, and then I'm like scared to do it again. That is what's more that I wasn't prepared yet or ready yet for it. You know, it's not that it's not good for me, but I was not ready yet. So that was studying. So that did go through like May and June also, then July, you know, me waiting for acceptance in May. Then calling the sick insurance, then I did cancel it. So, but you know, it's good to have the information, you know. So now I know, and maybe, like I said, I can think about maybe having a first class that's maybe easier than biology. So we'll see what I will do. But I did promise myself to give me a few years of peace. Like I said, for me to have a date to a time and date and all that, just always push myself, because I feel like I also had to still like push and improve myself. I feel like I need a time to just be a sick type, to be happy like this, not always want to have something new. So I was telling myself that I had like 2-3 years just to be. So I feel like I should maybe listen to that to heal more, just to enjoy it the way I can now. So in April and May it was also gardening season. Since the snow already melted in March, the ground was also getting warmer, so I could be more active outside. In May I was also watching the dog a lot, my brother's dog. He was traveling a lot. I think I was watching like 3 weekends in May and tried my gardening. So I felt very fatigued already, also from March, April. I did build this. But I knew I had like anxiety from the studying. I had anger that I couldn't be at riding school. I was a little bit bitter, you know, like I still have to recover. I'm so tired of this. And I had to put that somewhere, and I built this like a pergola with branches. I can show photos of it here. The progress and how it looks like. I just built that from like with my uncle cut down young trees, like bushes. They have like thicker branches, different sizes. So I had a lot of material to work with, so I did that in May. I wasn't so inspired to gardening this year, but I still needed to put my anxiety, anger, sadness in something, so it's good. So I was like, I'm gonna do as much as I want to, then I can just let go if I want to. So I was a little bit delayed in May, because I was building that one more than like planting things. And you know, that there was May and June, also gardening. And June turned really bad. It got so cold and windy and rainy. Okay, rain is good, but windy and cold is not good. And we had like 10 days of sunshine all June. And since I'm growing like tomatoes, dahlias, cucumbers, peppers, they are sun lovers, and they want at least 6 hours of sunshine every day to grow, because they need the sunshine to like charge their battery, and then they use the nutrients and water to grow. But they want 6 hours of sunshine every day. They want like 12 hours if they can, you know, and we have like 16 hours here in June. But we had like, and the most they want the midday sunshine, because it's the strongest one. And like I said, we had like 10 days of sunshine all June. Nothing grew, like cucumbers, they didn't grow. Like, this is not good for us. Also in June I did watch my brother's dog. He traveled for work in June. So I was also watching his dog for a whole week. I have my uncle helping me a few days. But it still get intense. So Yeah. In July also I did watch my brother's dog for 2 weeks, but my brother or my uncle helped me. Like we did take like 2 days each for 2 weeks, but still had a lot to do. And then in July the heat came, like shocking us. In June we had like 2 days with like 26 degrees. Then it barely was above 20. So June was very cold. And then suddenly in July we get like 26, 29 degrees for like 3 weeks. So the plants were shocked and stressed, because then they get the sunshine and heat. You know, it's not good to have that at the same time when they start to grow, because when they're growing, when the plants want to grow and like established, you want just the light and warm, like 20, 22 warm and sunshine. And then when they're setting flowers and fruits, then you want the heat with the sunshine. But it came at the same time. So like my garden was like 2 months late, mostly. So like the way I'm still picking like dahlias now, I picked like end of July last year. So different. But since in June I saw that like this is not gonna be a good year, I'm just gonna stop now. This is just gonna be what it is, you know. Still experience, you know, still something to do. Yeah, and then, you know, when the heat comes, I wanted to go to the beach and swim and just lay out in the sun, relax. And then we also have a lot of festival and concerts in my town. We have a car week with cruising and old cars, and they like music from 6-7 p.m. to like 1 a.m. There's so many people, so it's like, and it's like really good weather. So it's like, so July did go very fast because there was so much to do, you know, and the heat and everything. It was much fun. So July went by fast since the heat came, so a lot on the beach and other things that goes with summer fun. Also by July I had some inflammation in my feet. I was starting to feel very fatigued after all the spring, and since I did watch my brother's dog in May and June and July, I started to have inflammation in my feet. I was hurting to stand on and walk on. But it was July and summer, I couldn't stop. I wanted to be at the beach and walking, and you know, here we have like a lot of festivals and music concerts and cruising, a lot of it in July, so I didn't, but I was suffering. My feet hurt so badly. But I knew I can't rest yet. And then came August. I plan now I can rest a bit more and chill a bit more. And then everything changed and it got very sad because my cat Misse passed away on August 4th. Just by surprise. I think he just fell asleep, passed away naturally or something, maybe an illness, but he never showed any sign of being sick. So yeah, it was naturally. And he turned 15 in June this year, so he had lived his lifespan. Here in Sweden the cat lifespan is between 12 and 15, like most of them. You know, there's some that gets to 17, 19, 20, but that's like us humans, we get to 90 or 100. Some get there, but very few. Also very few are healthy and get into 100. You know, many people still live, but they're not in good shape. Same with cats. Animals, they maybe need our help to get there, you know. Like for my Misse, he got injured in 2020, and without, you know, human beings with antibiotics and care, he would not survive that. So he did get 5 more years thanks to human beings and me, our technology and knowledge. So yeah, so August 4th was a Monday. I found him outside on the grass, just lying there, and it was so hard. And it's been hard. Like August turned black. First days I was just in bed. I didn't want to do anything. I was so shocked, you know. So I think I was in shock all August, you know, because I end like in denial. It's a normal cycle of grief where you go back and forth many times between, like, I think it's shock first, then denial, then anger or remorse. And you go through those three many times before you maybe go to acceptance. And you know, I feel like it's been, you know, 8 weeks almost, and like 2 months, and I feel like my nervous system and brain is like now noticing like he's not here. Because you know, when you have a pet, for me, my pet gets very close to me. They're my, like a partner, a child almost, in emotional. Because you know, he was here with me for 13 years. I did adopt him when he was 2 years old. I had him for 13 years. He's been here all my 30s, you know, I did turn 39 in May. So he's been here, you know, and I've been home with him like 90% of the time because, you know, I was homesick and recovering and fighting, and he was always by my side, you know, and you interact, you talk to them. He did talk back a lot. He was very communicative and socializing. He was really caring. He could felt that I was having anxiety attack or I was sad. He come to me and cheer me up. He was a very, like, that kind of cat. So, and you know, I did interact with him every day, and now it's like my brain's like, where is he? You know, we haven't had that. We haven't had that, you know, emotional exchange for a long time now, you know. And it takes a lot for the body. It's like, hey, what is this, you know? I'm happy that the way he passed was probably calm, because I think he just fell asleep maybe on the lawn, because I feel like if he had been injured by a car or something, I think he would have been trying to get to my door or my grandparents' door. I think they will look for help, and I would find him like between my home and maybe the road more, because now he was more on his spot where he liked to sit and look over his field, and he liked to lay there in the grass just to chill. So I think when I found him, he did lie on his side, you know, the cats do, with the legs out, and he like, and then on the sides, and he had his head on his paws like this. So I'm happy that it happened this way, that I found him, because you know, your pet will die someday. Mostly like 15 is very common age, and mostly before that. And you want it to be peaceful and easy, like no pain and stress, because you know it's gonna happen, you know. So yeah, so it's good that I was home, that I found him, you know, and could bury him and, you know, all that. Because it would have been worse if I maybe was in Stockholm or away on something and he was hit by a car or injured by something, fighting with a cat or another animal, and maybe my brother or someone had to euthanize him or take him to a veterinarian and try to save him, and I'm trying to get back home maybe earlier, but you know, you have to choose for the cats. It's better that they get and fall asleep maybe before I came home. And now he fell asleep without me by him, but he was still in peace, because there was sunshine, the birds was there, just like a nice summer day. So hopefully no pain, no stress for him. But I wish that I could have been with him, you know, because this is the part, like, it's the best for the cat but the worst maybe for me, because that is, the cat always comes first. Animals always come before your feelings. That I will learn, because you know, I have animals all my life. My horse had to be euthanized, and that was my decision, and I was there when she was euthanized, fell asleep. But you have to think about their best, you know. But it was such a shock, because he didn't show any sign of being sick. I knew that he, you know, was 15. I saw that he was getting thinner, and then he was maybe a little bit stiff. But he was eating and everything, so he might have had something that was going on. So it was sad, because I hadn't seen him for 2 days, But for us in summer that was normal that we didn't see each other for a while, because he was outside as much as he wanted. He did sleep outside a lot, and he also did go up to my grandparents when the houses are like very close to each other, so he would go up there because they were giving him treats. So he would go up there like 2 times, 3 times a day because he wanted treats. So he knew that. So yeah, so then I didn't see him because he was up there, and I was out, and then maybe I was going to town to beach. I did go camping with friends, and I was away for a night here and there. So, but that is what was for us in summer, because then we are like trapped inside for like 6 months when it's snowy and cold. We get a little bit sick of each other, I think, because we have to spend so many hours together. Also because I don't work, I don't go away from home that much. Also, I didn't travel a lot because it did stress him a lot when I was away. He got depressed and stopped eating and just waiting for me to come home. Though I had someone care for him, he didn't care about it. He wanted me. It got easier the last like 2 years, 3 years, because then he could go to my grandparents and he would sleep at their place at night and keeping them company, and that made it better for him. But I feel like he was still just waiting for me to come home. So I only felt good to be away like maybe 3-4 nights, not a full week, because I know how it affected him. But I also knew that I needed a few days break from my town and just have some, it's good to have a change of environment. So I didn't want to stress him, so I did that. So it's been really hard, like, yeah, it's very sad that he did go away. But it's to focus on, like, we should never focus on what's like the end. You should think about all these years we had together, and like I said, he was happy outside. He was not just waiting for me to come out, he was happy outside. I know that because I saw him on Saturday midday, I think, afternoon, because I was going to celebrate my cousin's birthday by our creek, a fireplace we have, or like a little fire hut, you call it, a barbecue hut. I know that I did pick him up on my lap, and I told him that he's a very good kitty cat. I love him so much. I don't know, somewhere I knew that maybe, I feel like somewhere in my mind I knew that he was going, because I feel like in June, in July, I was telling him that I loved him. I thank him for all these years. We had a good time with each other. And I had a feeling that this would be his last summer, but I thought maybe we had the winter and spring, but maybe it was his last summer. I had a feeling for that. I thought, we had a long time, not that he would pass during the summer. So it's been really hard. It's been 2 months. On Monday, I think it is, so starting to be. Yeah, and I did a dream about him a few nights ago, that I was opening the door looking for him to come inside, and I saw 2 cats, but none of them was my cat. But I did let him inside. I was like, where's my cat? You're not supposed to be here. So like I said, my nervous system and brain is like starting to realize, we haven't had the interaction and love exchange, in so like it take a while for the body to acknowledge that. I feel like me and him, we had like a special connection. We don't always get the closest connection with all your pets or all pets we have, but they're still precious and always love them. But we really have a special bond, because he would, like, in the mornings, he was waiting for me to wake up. He didn't wake me sometimes, but not very often. He just waiting for me to wake up. So he would lie down next to my pillow and just like sleep a bit, and then he would hear me waking up. I would hear him purr next to my ear. Then he would like to cuddle a little bit before we got up. Then we used to go to the stairs, and I was at ready, set, go, and we like compete on the stairs, like just play a game. And he would wait he would sometimes walk before me, and then he would wait for me to say that, ready, set, go, and he would like go down. So, and sometimes he let me start before him, like he knew it was a game. So, and also that when I did get him in October 2012, and he was just over 2 years, and he was never afraid. He came to my home. He was just happy. He was purring. I was cuddling. He was showing his belly. He was just like content after like the same day. Even my nephew, who was 3 years old, he came down to see him the same night. But I told my nephew, you have to be very careful because he can be very scared. We are new people to him. And many cats don't like kids. I feel like many kids are very, they don't like the ones that are very energetic, like don't listen. But I know that my nephew always listens. He has always been calm, and like, somewhere he's been calm. So he know that he have to be composed. But my cat was so happy. He let my nephew pet him, and they were so happy. He was so happy, and he loved my nephew after that. So, and my nephew loved him, so he wanted to come see my cat almost every day, and they played together, and they were laughing, and it was like, wow, like and the first day he was like, we were up on my bed. My nephew was petting him, and he was so happy. He slept on the bed the first night. He was so like, I'm here, I'm home, like he's been here all along. We were really meant to be. So now, so that's what's new. Sad news. Also, what's new that this year I have been I've been focusing on losing weight. I did join the Weight Watchers in January. So far I have lost a little bit. I think it's like 3 kilos. But it's good when it's like, I've lost kilos that is really kilos. Because you can lose like 10 kilos fast, but that's really not good for you. You want to do it very slow. Like I said, in 1 year you should only lose maybe 5-6 kilos. Because it should be the new way you eat, and you do eat less. Because for me, it was never for me to ate too much. For me, I have not eating too much. My weight is mostly stress and my hormones, and my body saving me from dying. So, but I'm eating the way to keep my weight. So lose weight, you have to be very like precise how much you eat. And it's good for me, I can eat less, and I can save money. My food will last longer when I eat correct. Like now I want to eat correctly for my body. So yeah, so like that. Now I got down since January 3 kilos, like and they're staying there. They're good 3 kilos, and I've lost like 2 clothes sizes already. I feel like now I'm back to like XL, maybe 2XL. So it's really working. But it's been hard now when my cat died. I think I've been emotionally eating and grieving, and that's okay to do that because this is really sad. It will take a time for me to like. Grief is to get used to not be having the love and care that your pet gave you. And I'm not gonna get another pet or a cat now. I feel like it's too much for me. I get so close to every animal. I want them to be special, and I feel like if I would get one cat right now, it would be like I only miss my cat. That cat will not be loved or like cared for. He would just be a band-aid, and that's not good. I feel like I'm thinking that I have been thinking that from beginning that after Miss I will not have a pet for a few years, maybe 10 years, because I want to do something else. Maybe I'm not sure where I'm gonna live. I know that once my grandpa passed away, he's 88 now, so it can happen anytime. I can't stay here where I live. So it's not good to have a new pet when I don't know where I will be. And I feel like also now to focus on something positive that I can do. That is, maybe I can travel again for a week or two, visit my cousins in Italy. You know, I have to focus on now and try to make my life good without my best friend. I would rather have him for 2 more years if I could. But you know, I have to think about now and keep me happy and keep me going, because part of me is so tired, you know, I've been working so long, fighting, you know, and part of me just want to go with him. Like I also just want to pass away peacefully, because I'm so tired, you know. But that is just how it feels, not something I want to do. But if I feel it, my brain's like, can we also just pass away peacefully right now? Because it's just need a break from the pain and hard time. Because you know, I'm still in recovery, I'm still in healing, you know. So it's like it's still and I feel I feel my illness every day, almost, and I have to think about it a lot. And you know, it's hard for me, like I said, I'm not asking to be back 100%, but just a little bit more than now. You know, if I could be at maybe the riding school every other Tuesday, at the sewing machine every other Tuesday, I can have my gardening and YouTube. But it's too much, and I'm not asking for too much. Like, just give me something back. And that is a grief that I'm always carrying, because I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be sick, you know. And also my brain is like, what I'm fighting with a lot now is that my brain is like, hey, we've been through pain and sorrow and hard times, and we haven't had a reward, you know, yet. I'm not sure what I'm fighting for, you know, because right now it's so empty. Like I have nothing to focus on, because it's so like unknown, and that is scary too. Like it's like too empty, you know. What should I focus on? And for me also now, when my cat Missy is gone, he was my focus, you know. He wasn't like I have to be there for him. I can't leave him. I can't, you know. He's my center now. As long as he lives, and now it's like now he's gone. And I was hoping that I would have found something new, like to do, because I know he will be leaving soon, you know. So. And it's sad that I'm not in a better place now when he passed, you know. I was hoping that I was. So, you know, I'm still a lot of grief, you know. I'm grieving, like I'm still have my illness. It's been 20 years, I have sick pension now, and like, it's not what I wanted. Like, it's so hard not to, you know, I haven't been allowed to follow my dreams or do things, you know. I just have to find ways to function and be okay with things, and I still haven't found a good balance for me. And like, just give me something. Like I feel my brain really needs something, you know. And it's so hard. I'm trying not to talk about much. Like I'm trying not to cry, because it's still so emotional with my cat. I miss him so much. He was my best friend, you know. So now I just have to keep searching my way. I feel like things I should be looking forward to, like, is to travel. Try to travel. I would like to go to Italy to visit my cousins, my family there, because I've not been there since 2008. It's time. I also would like to go to Ireland and like Scotland. Those countries really looks really nice. You know, I turn 40 next year, so it would be nice to do something new, like maybe travel for my birthday, or around my birthday, or next year. So it's a lot to think about. Also, maybe find the man that I want to spend my life with, because there's something I never really have been in love and have a good relationship, because I haven't had the time or energy to care for someone else. So those things are like something that could happen, you know, finally, because you know, when you're really sick, you don't, and you know, when I've been the way I've been. I didn't know if I wanted to continue to live like this. If I have to work, I would maybe not come back. Then you don't want to look for love, because you don't know if you're gonna be there, So now I can do that. I think that's why it's also now hard, because I've never been here, I've never been allowed to live and just find my way. And it's like, how do I do this? Because I've been so used to fighting, proving myself. That's why I shouldn't maybe study it. I'm thinking to stopping the Daily Activity Center, because they're also like reminding me that I can't work. And I have to be there a time or day, or it's like I have to let go of everything, just live like a retired person, have more things on my free time. Thinking maybe YouTube is a good way to feel connected, maybe feeling more I'm an adult, I'm doing something, like many people have YouTube as a job. So it can be a hobby that feels like a job, because I feel like I had a good going from like 14, 15, 16, 17 with YouTube. I was enjoying back then, trying to find my way back. Oh, it's coming in a mist, a fog. It just came like so fast, because I had to take a break to charge my battery, and now then it was full sun. Now it's a thick fog. I can take a photo and show you. It came so fast. I'm like, what is this? Everything is just like white. Always when I'm thinking about the movie The Mist. So that's my life update. What's been, what's new, what's now. It's a lot of still just finding my way, trying, finding, like going back, changing here and there, and try again. So we'll see what happens. So thank you so much for watching. Hope I see you next time.